we got some good footage of Ricky this weekend, so we can do some analysis here. I have some high level stuff on this Word doc, but just to talk through it quickly, we can analyze just getting behind the ball and finishing forwards on offense and on defense, trying to get to the right position before you even have to be there. Could talk about some specific technicals. I think when you're passing and setting, you can just be more stable in general, a little less like swingy with your arms. And then also you could just bring up the intensity, talk more, and that goes to the next point. You want to play to your strengths, your partner's strengths, highlight your opponent's strengths and weaknesses. So, I mean, like your strengths, you can actually hit the ball well. You have the potential to pass and set well. You just have to work on some of the consistency, and we'll point out some of the things that are causing you to make some unforced errors. But just like have the confidence that like you could do every single fundamental part of this game. So keep that in your back pocket that like you can do everything, especially attack the ball. So if you're given a decent set, like not even a great set, like you got to step up the intensity, really focus on your last 1-2 final steps, and fucking crush the ball, because you can do that, and like you should just be doing that every fucking time. And then just talk more in general. Like talking is hard. Telling your partner where you want the ball is hard if you like don't know exactly where you want the ball to go, or if you like don't have a great pass, so like you just like don't really know what to ask for. A lot of that stems from like a bad pass. If you have a good pass, then it's kind of easy to know what you want to ask for, and you also like feel like you have more time to be able to talk and to know what to ask for. But if you play in the tournament with someone like Logan who excels at ball control, if you ask him for a certain ball, like he can deliver. So it's going to be easier for you to like set up your approaches and set up your attacks if you ask for what you want. It's going to also be easier for him if he has a target for setting. So some things to keep in mind. You don't even have to like be accurate about what you're saying, but like if you just talk, let your partner know where you are. That's extremely important, and just like helps bring up the intensity for your partner. Just fucking scream at him. Yell, not scream at him, but like if you raise your voice, like that's going to be a mental cue to your partner. Like, all right, I gotta step up the intensity. Like I gotta get this ball. And it's way easier if your partner is like speaking up. They could be saying Marco Polo like loudly, and like it's gonna still be helpful. But let's look at some of the footage. So there was I thought about showing an easier game and then a harder game. This is one of the harder games. So yeah, it's interesting. If you look at like an easier game, you can see like more of the fundamentals, because like you have good examples of that. This game, like we're gonna be out of position a little bit more, just because like Julio is gonna put us in harder spots. But in general, like Dexter actually got a lot better at his ball control. But like you're gonna have to be on your toes, like whenever he has a touch of the ball, like whether it's a pass, set, or hit, because like he can go over by accident. Julio's not gonna be that, but like when Julio's hitting and like he has a good set, like you got to be ready to dig this ball, and we'll show some examples. Though I think like there's times where you could have dug his balls if you were just like a little bit more prepared. So we'll see. And then I want to show like you do a lot of things right, so just like highlight that and just show like you can do these things the right way, which is awesome. I do want to talk about this serve receive. All right, and this final hit. So this is actually a good play. So the serve receive, lots to talk about here. First off, I think your feet are a little bit too wide. Like most serves, you're gonna have to move, and you're not gonna have a strong, quick launch off your feet if your like shoulders are noticeably wider apart than your shoulders. Your legs are wider apart than your shoulders. I think you should have a little bit of a thinner stance here in anticipation that you're going to have to move to get a ball. Here, like, I'm covering the middle. If Julio's going to give you a tough serve, I'd probably step just a little bit to the right here. Like, I'm going to want to cover more of the court, especially because I'm the diagonal. And, like, I honestly probably have better ball control. So, like, same thing with Logan. Like, Logan's honestly he has better ball control. If you're in a situation like this, like, he can get an extra 5% of the court. I think that's fine. So I'd probably take a step and, like, step to this way just a little bit, and then instead of face Julio, I would turn more towards your passing target. So just slightly face towards the middle. Because, like, by the time you hit the ball, like, you want your hips to be facing your target, which is here. Okay. So then we're gonna really hyperanalyze this. I'm not gonna do this the entire game, but so you passed to the left of the target. That means now you have to shift to the left. You pass the left. You need to pass. You need to shift. Sorry. You pass the left. Now you need to shift to the left. My objective is to set to your right hand. And that's going to be, like, if I were to set to your right hand right now, this is going to be, like, a very out of control set. So I would rather you, like, come here and then say something to me, either, like, with you to tell me, like, all right, just, like, take it easy, do a controlled set, like, somewhere in front here, or maybe call out, middle or 3, but I want you to, like, all right, get up and then take 2 fat steps to the left because you passed 2 steps to the left of the target. So that gives me the space to set to your right hand without it being an out of control set. Because then you see, like, I ended up passing it to your left, and now we have no aggression here. But okay, we pass the other side. If we were, like, really trying to win this game, I would definitely give the free ball to the weaker player. But that's fine. In general, if you are giving a free ball, putting it in the back middle is good. Make them push the ball from the back of the court to the front of the court. Don't try to score on the free ball. Just, like, put the pressure back on them. Okay. So now, Julio is about to fucking slam this ball. You're still, like, you're not set yet. You see, like, I'm set for this ball. You're still, I guess you were set. But that was your positioning. So, like, you get your hands out. If you have someone that's going to give you more time to react, like, I think that's fine, but, like, you are not going to have time to react to this spike. So, like, I think that your 2 options, in my opinion, are either, like, hands in front, already, like, pretty close together, so that you can just kind of lift the ball somewhere, lift forwards, or do what I'm doing and have your hands, like, somewhat ready in a digging position, already low. Here, like, it's going to be very hard to defend this ball and keep it in play. If this ball's, like, hitting this hand, it's just getting deflected. If it's hitting this hand, like, it's probably just getting deflected backwards. And then, earlier on the serve, I'm kind of contradicting myself. I said to point towards the target. Here, I would probably square up a little bit more. I don't trust that. Well, maybe not. If you were if you had your hands ready to go, or if you were in this position, this position is actually okay. And then I would be way lower. You could be, a good foot lower and just get ready for this ball. So that's kind of just happening. Like, your arm's out and it deflects backwards. That's tough. This is a gettable ball some percentage of the time. But you, like, have to focus, get prepared, get set, and, like, get your hands in a good spot. Oh, I fucked you over here. This is actually a good play. You had a good hit too. So kind of same thing here. You pass to the left, start shifting to the left so I can set it to your right hand. And this one was closer. This wasn't as good as I hit. I think it hit the tape. But once again, I would either start with your hands up or down here. Tough to say which one I prefer. But like you had to just move your hands a lot. You know, imagine if you started your hands like there's a world where you could have started your hands here, and then you don't have to really make an adjustment. They're already there. That's kind of what I try to do. Is like, all right, if he swings down here, like my hands are already there. I don't have to move. I thought this ball was. I still think this ball was out. I don't know. It's a good set. I fucked up here. This isn't like a good example of it, but one thing I want to call out and just make you very mindful of it. You know, if they're going to serve to your partner, just go straight to the target. So like, you know, now it's indicated that the service to me, start going to the target. Like Logan especially is going to pass the target every freaking time. So you know where the ball's going. Like the ball's going, you know, somewhere over here most likely. Just start going. You start going now. It's like a little late. And like when the pass does get to the target, it's like it ends up being okay. But like your set would have been better if you were already here. Or like God forbid I, you know, gave a bad set over here into the net. You're gonna have an extra half a step to be able to fix balls. But like this was a good pass, and this is a pass that you should be hand setting. But it was a good set, and I fucked up. Nice. I do like. I want to showcase something here. So here, like you didn't swing your arms much, like you a little bit, but like your platform's pretty stable, and you finish forward. And like the set had a little bit more oomph. And like even though it ended up like I had to adjust this way, but like this was an easier ball for me to read. This ball didn't like die in the air, which sometimes happens. It's like very easy for me to adjust. Okay, so like a little shot. This is a free ball, and this is an unforced error on a free ball. So wanna show what happens here. Okay, so like first off, all right, Julio has a bad pass. Now Dexter's gonna have to scramble. Dexter's scramble, like it could go anywhere. So like you seem to be in a fine spot, but like just mentally be ready. Like I gotta be on my toes. Like this ball could go over. All right. So now here, like you wanna get behind the ball, and like get your hips face towards the target. So like you're trying to pass over here, but your body is facing this way. So it's going to decrease your consistency because like now you're relying on like your arm accuracy to like push the ball over. It would be a lot easier for you to just like pass this ball straight. And then it hits the net. It's like here, like if you're getting a free ball, you really just gotta focus. Probably keep the ball low, so that you can like keep the other team like out of position, make a quick play. Like if you have a low controlled pass, it's gonna be easier for your setter to also just like not make a mistake. So this is another time. This pass, like, this wasn't a great pass, but like that pass was fine. I think it was tight, but we're gonna go back to it. Sheesh. All right. Hopefully, let's see how far back I have to go. All right, they serve me. you can start moving here. Like you could already be, you know, here, but like you're still moving, and then like you can't, if you get to this ball, like you should be hand setting this ball. But yeah, I think just you're able to get there sooner, like especially like you're quick too, so like you can just get to that ball sooner, be there, and like you're either going to unlock the ability to hand set more often, or if you like still don't feel comfortable hand setting, you're going to be able to set up a solid foundation for your legs to bump set at the very least. All right, let's keep going. Nice. Nice. So, you know, sometimes on like a normal side out set, sometimes you're sometimes you're early, and then you either like hit into the net or get under the ball. But if you do get this like controlled low set, you like don't have the opportunity to make a mistake to be early, which is just kind of nice. Like you just take a 1-2 step and you're solid here. Like that's a good strike. So like something to think about, you know, over the next couple of days is like, are you doing well against, you know, low sets, medium sets, high sets? Here, I think it's easier for you for low sets just because like you're not gonna be early unless you train yourself to really fix your approach. You know, like the standard set like might be too high for you. But with that said, like there are times where you are patient and then like you get an even better hit on like a, you know, good medium high set. But like on these low sets, I think you're going to make fewer errors and just like your average ball is going to be better. Maybe not like your best ball might not be as good, but you're going to like make far fewer errors. Something to just be mindful about. Okay. Got a comment here too. This is a good example. Okay, so here, Dexter like is way too early on this ball, and he's not going to be able to really attack. It ends up coming to me. This is like a pretty easy attack. I'm going to have a lot of control over this, like 80% plus of the time, which means like I'm going to put the ball here. This is going to be the same thing for Logan. Like Logan has like probably more control over me, especially on like easy medium balls. I might be better at Logan at like harder balls. He's better than me at easy and medium balls, I would say. He just has a better passing platform than I do. Regardless, the fucking comparison between me and Logan. Logan's putting this ball like right in front of me to the target. So that means you should be at the target. Like you're kind of waiting for me to touch the ball. Like don't wait, like this ball is going over here, trust me that I'm gonna put the ball here, and if I don't like put the ball there, like that's on me, that's not on you. So you just like get to this ball kind of late, but then it ends up being fine. But like that's the difference between like a, you know, a decent and a fine play versus more of just like an automatic great, you know, like easy point. Gotta lock in on the free balls, whether like you're the hitter or the setter. Funny plays. The sets are all over the place. Sending off the net's tough. Let me see if I can offer anything, but I don't know. Not really. I mean, this is a tough play, but I would just say this is gonna be hard to explain in a video. When saving the ball off the net, it might be easier to be like parallel with the net, or face parallel with the net instead of facing perpendicular. I'm not gonna be able to do a better job explaining that video, but something to think about. I think it would be easier to like set up sideways, and then like be able to kind of pump up the ball sideways or backwards. But if you're facing the net, like now you have nowhere to go. Like you only have backwards, and like you never want to hit the ball backwards. So here it's actually, you actually you're going backwards, and it's where your hips are pointing. You end up going straight back, which is this way. Whereas if you face sideways, then you have some control of, you can either like go straight up or like slightly backwards. Here, this is tough, but like whatever, ball off the net. Okay. Nice up. Nice serve the net here. Okay. Thank you, Julio. Same thing. I mean, I'm gonna just repeat myself, but like, this is gonna be redundant. This is just not a good position to be in. Your hips, or maybe you fix your hips after this freeze frame, but like your hips are actually pointing this way. So even if you do get a dig on this ball, it's gonna go that way too much. If you're just like, I don't mind you facing Julio, but if this foot was in front, then it's more likely for the ball to go like here or over there. Let's see. Okay, you end up actually squaring up, but it's kind of late. And then once again, like it would have been possible for you to already have your hands right here, and like you're in a good spot. He hits. You're reading this attack well. Like you're in the right position. If your hands are up, all you have to do is slightly catch it and lift it up. Easier said than done, but like you can definitely get these balls up. Not all the time, but like some part of the time. Oof. So here, this was a bad pass, but it's like not necessarily the end of the play. So, I guess let's start from the bottom. So, okay, once again, I think your feet are too far wide. It's going to be hard to move in this position. I'm just repeating myself, but so you do have to move a little bit. It wouldn't, like, if you move half a step to the right, you can actually get behind and center to this ball. Like this is not a hard serve. I would like get in the mindset of like a, what's it called? Is it a hop step in tennis? So like get in the mindset of like, even if the ball is 4 inches to your right, like you have to move to the ball. Always like making these micro adjustments, but if you just like stand still, it's gonna be hard to like get your hips face the right way and like really get behind the ball. So like you just didn't move enough here, and then you try to pass the ball to the center, but okay, you pass the ball to the far to the left. This is when like you have to be running down, like try to fix, and then communicate to me like I'm with you. Here, like I don't really have an option to pass back to you because I don't have a signal that I can give you a controlled set over here. Like the only way for me to set you this ball is if I can set you over here. If I like take control of this play, I can't magically like set from here to here, right? I'm not getting that like indication from you that you're over here, so I'm gonna send it over. And I would rather set to you. Yikes. And then this play, I mean, yeah, I mean, I could have gotten this ball. You could have also gotten this ball too. We both just watch and pray, but like if we were like low and let's see, like here we're just like upright, waiting. But if we're like both of us here, like if we're like low and anticipating, we both could have gotten this ball. But instead of here, we're just like upright, sleeping, daydreaming, not in athletic stances. especially with a player like Dexter who's like doesn't have great control. This is like a sloppy pass. It's gonna be a sloppy set. Like, this ball can go anywhere, and neither of us are ready. Okay. Nice pass. I tried keeping it low there, but it wasn't good enough. So, if you watch the footage of Logan, like, you can see how he does a really good job of adjusting to the set, adjusting to the serves, moving, and then just getting his platform in the middle of his body, and keeping a really steady platform, no swinging. He holds his platform together really well. So, like, this serve, once again, he just moved you a little bit to the right, and, like, you had to just move a little bit more to the right instead. Like, you're kind of catching the ball to the right side, and then you're swinging your platform. Like, your hands end up going up here. I'm wearing shorts over these sweatpants. It'd be better. I'm not going to be able to show this on video, really, but, just try to keep your platform so that it never has to go above your nipples, your shoulders. Hold it for like a little bit longer than you think. Here you like had to compensate because you weren't in the right spot with your legs. But like I promise you, you could have moved to get to this ball, kept this ball in like the middle line of your hips, and then just held out a firm, strong platform and pass the target. Instead, yeah, that's fine. Okay, and then here once again, like this is tough. This is a tough position to be in. I'd rather set this ball in the middle somewhere, and I'd rather you start moving to the left and just saying like with you or middle. But like this situation of like you having to look back and then forwards in order to hit the ball is really challenging. Even if I give you a perfect set, like whatever even perfect set means in this situation, it's tough. Good spot though, put in the back. Here, like, so I like this low pass. It ends up being a little tight. I have to like kind of reach on the net. Here, I would take just more steps to the left because like you gave me a low pass, I'm gonna give you a low set. So you just keep that in mind and like probably want to be here instead of over there. And that's kind of what happens. Like I set to your left hand, and now you have to make a weird adjustment, and it's gonna be an error. Or either that, or like give me a call. Like I don't think you're saying anything here. If you said like 4, then I could give you a little bit more. I would have known to set it more to the right. But instead, I kind of just did what to me was standard. And kind of reciprocated your pass in the form of a set, and then it goes to your left. Reciprocated the low, quick part of it. Let me see if I can see this. It's becoming a long video, but so like once again, you kind of got caught here. Dexter blocks you, but like you didn't move enough for this ball. Sometimes it's challenging when it's like when the serve is only like a foot away from you, because then you think like you can reach it and you don't have to move. Sometimes it's easier to get in the right spot if it's actually like 3 feet away, because mentally you know you have to move. But here, like you didn't move enough, and the ball. Try to freeze it. You're getting this ball like outside of your main. I don't know, center of your hips. And you're losing stability or accuracy because of that. Ideally you'd be setting this ball like in the middle of your body frame. Passing, not setting, whatever. Okay. Nice. This I'm gonna nitpick this, but let's see. Okay, there. You end up having to adjust, and no, never mind. What I was about to say. I don't know if I called it 2 here or not. This ends up just being 2 upright instead of forwards, and like in the other parts, you've done a good job of finishing forwards for whatever reason. With this one was just more upright, and like something that you can think about when you're setting, whether it's a bump set or a hand set. especially because your feet actually end up being in the right spot like a lot of the time. But I think you could mentally rely more on your back foot pushing off as you set. So when I first started, I actually like thought I had to finish forward with my front foot, and I was like kind of just keeping my back foot kind of dead. But I found it more powerful and consistent if I'm actually pushing more with my left foot to go forward instead of my back foot. Using my back foot to push off the ground forwards instead of my front foot. Something to think about. Easier to explain in person too. Kind of the similar thing happened there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to communicate this. Let's see it one more time. I don't know, like you're in a bent stance and like, but I feel like you're actually not that stable here. You're like your butt's very low here, interestingly, but I guess you are more. I don't know. Yeah, and it ended up just being more upright, I guess. Kind of you flinged it up instead of being able to finish forwards. It's not the best way to communicate the issue here, but that's what Brandon's for. Smackdown. Oof. The miscommunication. Okay. See what Dexter does. Free ball. Better. Oof. Fucked up again. That was a good shot. Oof. That was a bad shot. You're like very upright. Alright, you got it. Yeah. Tough. Okay. I don't know if I called 4 here. I might have. I thought this pass was better than it wasn't. Maybe. I didn't call 4, that'd be crazy, but this one, like if you're this late, just probably bump set. Like if this is a bad pass, it's okay, just bump set this. Ooh. Got him. Nice serve. Nice serve. Okay. No problem. Just a lot of errors here. That could be a good hit. Dexter had a good approach here. Good timing. I don't know. This is a gettable ball. Kind of the same thing as earlier. It comes with reps too. But at least like you're in this. You're in a good spot. Like you're reading the hits pretty well. I think. It's like rare that the ball's just hitting the ground on you. Nope, that's it. All right. Hope this is helpful.